Canada's long and often turbulent journey to replace its aging fighter jet fleet has arrived at a dramatic new crossroads. For years, the debate has been dominated by the Lockheed Martin F-35, a stealth fighter chosen by many of our closest allies. But a recent development has fundamentally altered the landscape, offering a genuine alternative that speaks directly to Canadian concerns about sovereignty and industrial independence. The Swedish-made Saab Gripen has received a massive boost, a game-changer in the form of a new engine option from Rolls-Royce. This isn't just a technical upgrade, it's a profound strategic shift that could redefine our nation's relationship with our powerful neighbor to the south. The core of this new development is the availability of the Rolls-Royce EJ230 engine for the Gripen E fighter. Previously, the Gripen relied on a US-made General Electric F414 engine. This American component gave Washington a powerful lever, the legal right to veto any sale of the aircraft to a third country under its International Traffic in Arms Regulations, or ITAR. By offering an all-European engine, Saab has effectively removed this American veto power from the equation. For Canada, this means the possibility of acquiring a cutting-edge fighter jet without the risk that a future political or trade dispute with the United States could ground the deal or disrupt our supply chain. This newfound independence is particularly timely. Under the re-elected US President Donald Trump, trade tensions have escalated, with punishing tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum creating a chill in cross-border relations. The risk of a US veto is not merely theoretical. Washington previously blocked a sale of Gripen jets to Colombia, demonstrating a willingness to use its export controls as a tool of foreign policy. The Rolls-Royce engine option, therefore, offers Ottawa an ITAR-free pathway, ensuring that Canada's critical defense procurement decisions are made in Ottawa for Canadian interests without the looming threat of external interference from Washington. The Carney government, which initiated a review of the F-35 deal shortly after taking office in March 2025, now faces a monumental choice. The review, completed on October 31st, has left the nation in suspense. While the first 16 of a planned 88 F-35 jets have already been delivered and paid for, the path forward for the remaining 72 is now uncertain. The Gripen, once an underdog, has been thrust back into the spotlight, not just as a capable aircraft, but as a symbol of a more independent Canadian defense policy. This engine news has reshaped the entire conversation, turning it from a simple technical comparison into a debate about our nation's very autonomy. Beyond the strategic implications of its new engine, the Saab Gripen presents a compelling case based on its unique suitability for Canada's demanding geography and climate. Proponents have long argued that the Gripen is, in many ways, the ideal fighter for the true North, strong and free. It was designed specifically for the harsh conditions of Sweden, which closely mirror the challenges of operating in Canada's vast and unforgiving Arctic. The aircraft is renowned for its exceptional cold weather performance and its ability to operate from short, austere runways or even highways, a critical capability for defending our northern sovereignty from remote forward operating locations. The economic arguments for the Gripen are just as powerful. One of the most significant drawbacks of the F-35 has always been its staggering operational cost. The Gripen, in stark contrast, is famous for its efficiency and affordability. Estimates suggest its cost per flight hour is less than one-third of the F-35's, a figure that translates into billions of dollars in savings over the lifespan of the fleet. This would allow the Royal Canadian Air Force to fly more training missions, maintain a higher state of readiness, and allocate precious defense dollars to other critical needs, all without compromising on front-line capability. Saab has sweetened the deal further with a powerful industrial proposition. In a move that has caught the attention of Industry Minister Melanie Joly, the Swedish firm has offered to establish a full Gripen assembly line right here in Canada. This offer is driven partly by a potential Ukrainian order for over 100 jets, which would require Saab to expand its production capacity. For Canada, this means the creation of high-tech jobs and the transfer of valuable technology, anchoring a significant part of the global fighter jet supply chain within our borders. It's an industrial benefit that goes far beyond simply manufacturing components for a foreign-led program. When you combine these factors, The lower operating costs, the superior cold weather reliability, and the promise of a Canadian assembly line, the case for the Gripen becomes formidable. It's a package that seems tailor-made for Canada's specific needs. While the F-35 offers advanced stealth and sensor fusion, the Gripen offers practicality, affordability, and a level of industrial partnership and sovereignty that its American rival simply cannot match. The debate is no longer just about which jet is better in the abstract, but which jet is better for Canada, right now, in the complex geopolitical landscape of 2025. Despite the compelling new arguments for the Gripen, turning away from the F-35 is a move fraught with significant economic and political risks. Canada's aerospace industry is deeply intertwined with the American defense market, a reality that cannot be ignored. Bombardier CEO Éric Martel issued a stark warning, cautioning that canceling the bulk of the F-35 order could jeopardize major U.S. defense contracts and put thousands of Canadian jobs at risk. Approximately 60% of Bombardier's own business is based in the United States, and Canadian companies have already secured billions in contracts to build parts for the F-35, a benefit that would evaporate if the deal is scuttled. The Royal Canadian Air Force has also voiced strong opposition to any plan that would result in a mixed fleet of F-35s and Gripens. Top RCAF commanders have been clear operating two different types of fighter jets would be a logistical nightmare. It would require separate training programs, duplicate supply chains for spare parts, and different maintenance protocols, driving up costs and complexity. More importantly, they raise concerns about interoperability. The F-35 was chosen in part for its seamless integration with the air forces of the United States and our other NATO allies, who are nearly all flying the same aircraft. A mixed fleet, they argue, could compromise this critical allied cooperation. The political fallout from Washington would also be substantial. At a time of already strained relations, walking away from a $19 billion defense deal would be seen as a major snub. US officials would likely remind Prime Minister Mark Carney of the deep economic integration between the two countries, where 2/3 of Canada's aerospace exports depend on the American market. The cancellation could invite retaliatory measures, further escalating the ongoing trade war and damaging the close security partnership that underpins NORAD and our continental defense. It's a high-stakes diplomatic gamble that the Carney government must weigh carefully. This leaves the government in an incredibly difficult position. On one hand, the Gripen offers sovereignty, lower costs, and a major domestic industrial boost. On the other hand, the F-35 offers deep allied interoperability and is anchored in an economic relationship that is vital to Canadian industry. Choosing the Gripen could be seen as a bold declaration of independence, but it could also be interpreted as a risky move that isolates Canada from its most important ally and partner. The decision, which Defense Minister Bill Blair will have a key voice in, is not simply about buying an aircraft. It's about charting a course for our nation's industrial, political, and security future. The news that the Saab Gripen can now be powered by a Rolls-Royce engine has fundamentally reset the terms of Canada's fighter jet debate. This single development has elevated the Gripen from a capable alternative to a powerful contender that directly addresses long-standing Canadian anxieties about US influence. For the first time in this process, Canada has a credible option to acquire a top-tier fighter jet that is free from American export controls. This is more than just a procurement detail. It is a turning point that forces a national conversation about what we value most: allied interoperability or sovereign independence. The choice between the F-35 and the Gripen now represents two distinct visions for Canada's place in the world. The F-35 path is one of deep integration with our allies, prioritizing a seamless military partnership with the United States and NATO. It is the safe, conventional choice that reinforces the status quo of our continental defense relationship. The Gripen path, enabled by the Rolls-Royce engine, is one of strategic autonomy. It's a choice that prioritizes made-in-Canada solutions, industrial benefits, and the freedom to act on the world stage without seeking a permission slip from Washington. As Prime Minister Mark Carney and his cabinet weigh their decision, they are balancing immense pressures. They hear the warnings from industry leaders about economic repercussions and the concerns from the RCAF about the complexities of a mixed fleet. At the same time, they see the appeal of a jet that costs less to fly, performs expertly in the Arctic, and comes with the promise of a Canadian assembly line. The context of a simmering trade war with the US adds a layer of urgency and political weight to the entire affair, making the allure of an ITAR-free option all the more potent. Ultimately, this decision will echo for decades. It will define the capabilities of the Royal Canadian Air Force, shape the future of our aerospace industry, and send a clear signal about our relationship with the United States. The arrival of the Rolls-Royce engine option for the Gripen has given Canada a genuine choice it did not have before. It has placed a question squarely before our leaders. Will we continue on the path of deep alliance, or will we seize this opportunity to forge a more independent future in the skies? The answer will say a great deal about the kind of country Canada intends to be in the 21st century.